Here we go. Okay, everybody, welcome to another beautiful Monday, the 22nd of November of 2021. I'm astronumerologist Lloyd Strayhorn. As you see there on the screen is my upcoming guest for today. Her name is Free, and she is fabulous. That's all I can say. So if it sounds like I'm partial to the sister, yeah, y'all figured it out, okay? I do want to say, hold up, let me do this. I'm getting the hang of it. Okay, this. Hi, everybody. I'm astronumerologist Lloyd Strayhorn. This is Live with Lloyd, where the joy of numerology is the joy of learning and enlightenment. Before I bring my distinguished guests on, I want to let you know that the sun is in the sign of Sagittarius now, because last week when we spoke, it was in Scorpio, and there was a full moon weekend with all the uniqueness and eclipse taking place in a rare 580-year cycle that hasn't occurred in a while. So for those that missed it, I don't think you're going to get this one this again. Okay, but anyway, be that as it may, the moon now is in the sign of Cancer. It's a 7 universal month. Now, here's what's interesting. Just as the rarity of the eclipse of the new moon is the rarity of the eclipse of the numbers that are today. In earlier shows, I talked about the master numbers, the 11 and 22. Well, people know that today is November the 22nd. Well, that's a master number, but check this out. Today, literally, is a master number, a triple master number day, whereby if you took today's date, it's the 11, the 22, 2021. It adds up to an 11. So let's say somebody who brought children into the world today, trust me, years from now, about 20, 40, 45, 50, 2050, these children that are born on this day will bring to this world some very rare gifts. Because master numbers are very, very rare, which is why they call them master numbers. And if you see the 11 and the 22, and today is a master number 11. And in fact, my guest today, her show starts on TLC, which is at 11 o'clock this evening. So without further ado, I'm going to, let me just do this, folks. Okay, this, I'm getting the hang of this now. Okay, I'm bringing on my very special guest herself, which is Free. Free, how you doing?
Hi, hello everyone. Hello, Lloyd. Thank you so much.
Beautiful. Now, Free is an intuitive life coach, okay? And now, in her case, where you can submit birthdays, she wants you to just submit a name so she can say, we show you that respect, and a question, all right?
Yes.
Free, how did you get started in this?
So I've probably been doing this all my life, to be honest with you. When I was 16, my father and I called a psychic. My dad was a cool dad. He's since transitioned, still with me, but transitioned.
Yeah.
My dad was a cool dad. So he believed in psychics and things like that. He didn't shun it, even though we were in the church, right? And he said, let's call the psychic. So the psychic, he spoke to her and she told him that I was psychic. He said, she said, well, your daughter can do what I do. So he told me, the lady never told me, but he told me. And fast forward, I would know things, didn't know why I knew things. And I just, maybe it's just lucky guess. I don't know. It wasn't until I started dating actually this woman. And she told me, she said, you have a gift. You can see things. Well, I still ignored it. In 11-11-11, I went.
That's interesting. There's a master numbers again. All right.
11-11-11. I went to a celebration because that was a big celebration. Everybody was waiting on something big to happen. Well, for me, it did. It is when I really realized who I was. I did what they call one of those aura scans, where you put your hands and your feet on it, and it scans your aura.
Sure.
And one of the guys who did the picture for me, he said, "Can you put your hands back on there again for me? Just redo this." I said, "Sure." I did it again. My aura was completely white with just a little bit of purple. He
Hmm.
said, "Do you know who you are?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I'm free." Yeah. And as time went on, we talked, and he told me, he said, "You have a special gift." Then I went to see someone that was a psychic, and he said the same thing. I said, "Okay, let me just see." I decided to embrace it. And when I decided to embrace it, that's when things started happening for me. I started really using it, and becoming comfortable in it. Because I
Hmm.
do believe that in order for you to become comfortable in anything, you have to use it.
Sure,
Right.
that makes sense. Makes sense.
Yeah. So I became comfortable and I started using it. And we would go to what we would call Sunday church. And it would be a bunch of us who had gifts, and we'd be together. We go to the river, we go to the Indian mosque, we go everywhere to meditate and to work on our gifts. And all we ate was avocado. That's it. That was our lunch. And as time kept progressing and I kept trying it, I started going to psychic places, psychic fairs, and I got comfortable. And thus, here we are.
That is very, very nice. And we're going to let people know that you also have a very special event premiering tonight.
Yes, I do.
Can you tell us about it and how did that start?
I sure will. So tonight, everyone, I am so freaking excited because my show, Down South Spirit, is airing tonight on TLC at 11 o'clock.
Excuse
And I'm
me.
so
Hold up
excited.
1 second. Let me put this on blast, as they say. Here it is, right there. Okay, tonight. And it's interesting the title that they call it, Down South Spirit, on TLC tonight at 11 o'clock. So it's interesting. This triple 11 day. You talked about 11, and then 11, and it's at 11 o'clock tonight on
Yeah,
TLC. And as you see, Free Kinlow is an Atlanta psychic and mom of three with a big personality and an even bigger heart. She received messages everywhere, and um, no topic is off limit. That I like. That way, you're not limited or anything like that. And
yeah,
secrets and hidden traumas are revealed as she helps her clients move forward in their lives. So that's what we need tonight, right? We're going to
absolutely.
need from everybody, whatever. So now, does this deal with people who may have transitioned for something? Because sometimes you women have this thing called closure. So
Yes,
what about if somebody transitions and it wasn't quite closure? And let me ask you this: when you do tap into people that's going to be calling in this, chiming in this evening with their name and their questions about this, you tap into not only people that are living, but people that have transitioned too.
absolutely, absolutely. Whoever wants to come forward, they will. I can hear messages for people sometimes with persons who've transitioned, sometimes with persons who are living, because it's the soul that speaks to me. It's the
Ah,
spirit of the person that speaks to me. So yes, and in all subjects and all topics, and for women who actually are going through things and they've transitioned through something, can I say whatever I want to say on here?
let's
So
go. You know how we
sometimes,
roll.
and
We
this
roll.
is okay, good. Sometimes it's as simple as a woman not letting go of a relationship. And a lot of times the message that I get for them is to purge and let it go by masturbating and releasing
Really?
that person. Yeah,
Oh, that seems like an adult subject. Okay. All
yeah,
right. Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Masturbating and letting that person go. You have to release them. A lot of times you think about them, you dream about them, it's because you're still tied. That's a soul connection. That's a soul tie. And that thing
Well,
is deep.
you know what's interesting, Free? I have a similar attitude. Is that a woman will come to me and she'll say that the guy's no longer in her life, but mentally and emotionally she's still hanging on. So
Yeah,
I try to explain to them in the laws of physics, two things can't occupy the same space at the same time. And so
mhm.
once they learn how to let go emotionally and mentally, then somebody will come in and take their place in their space. But
Absolutely.
you can't have it both ways. So we're kind of saying it different ways, okay? I
Absolutely.
can't wait to see what questions people got. Boy, I'm just as nosy, you know what I'm saying? I have issues, okay? What do you want from me? So it's nice,
That's a
Free.
good thing. That's a good
Okay,
thing.
Free, question about
Mhm.
you. Do you ever get impressions about yourself? And if so, how do you deal with that? How do you deal with that?
So
Is it?
no, not generally. I do not. I'll tell you when I really got a true reading about myself was this past week when I spent some time with ayahuasca, Mother Ayahuasca. I got a
And Mother
true
Iyanla
reading on me.
Vanzant too.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. The thing about gifts, they're not necessarily meant for you, right? They say use your discernment. So for me, I use my discernment. So if my angels tell me go to the left, don't go to the right, I do that. Now, I hadn't always listened, right? Because we think we can drive our own boat. We ain't waiting on nobody
We
else to tell
all.
us, you
Don't we
know.
all? Yep.
So I had to get to that point where I just listen to guidance, but it's not always that I can always call it for myself, right? I
Sure.
always feel like healers need healers. So that's the same thing for me. I would want somebody that can tell me what they see for me sometimes as well. But
Okay, good. Well, what I'm going to do is turn on. How, by any chance, did you get this opportunity to do the show tonight at 11 that people are going to see on the TLC? What happened?
so what happened is I majored, I'm an actress. Like that's a hobby that I like to do. So I would do different little audition things. And December 2019, I saw where casting networks they were asking for a psychic, and that actually was in my listing of who I am as a person. They said any special talents you have, and I put psychic. So I decided to submit myself for whatever they wanted for a psychic. Fast
Interesting.
forward, I didn't hear anything. January came. I actually was doing a TV show in Columbus, Georgia, called ATO Homicide. And I came back to my hotel room. They had released me for the day. I got a telephone call from the casting director who submitted it. And she said, "Hi, Free." And I said, "Yes. Who may I ask is calling?" She explained who she was. And she said, "I saw your picture." She said, "You don't even understand. I get hundreds and hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of these from people. I saw your picture and I knew it was you. I knew you were the person."
Interesting.
So fast forward time. Now, mind you, I said January 2020. So we've been working on this ever since then. I've had a series of readings with people from the networks. I've had a series of shows and tapings and things I had to do. It's a lot that goes into this one episode. It's a whole lot, right? And then you wait. And then, of course, it was COVID and all kind of things happening. Um, and thus now you have the product that airs tonight. Yeah. Yeah.
Well, very good. I have one. Hold on, I'm trying to get it. She is. I think you'll find this interesting. Where is it? I want it. Okay, hold on. It was a woman from who said that she. There it is, right here. Okay, you're gonna see it at the bottom of your screen, dear. She says her name is Kimberly Guajardo. She's born October the 28th, so happy belated birthday last month. Can she get a message from her grandmother Maria and her close friend Timon, both passed late last year, 2020? Love and light. Does any of this make sense to you?
It does. Love and light to you, my beautiful Scorpio sister. So for her grandmother Maria, I feel like she was tired. Like she had gone through a whole lot. And this part in her life, like in the latter part, September of 2020 was her nine. That was her final. That was her ending chapter for her grandmother. That was what she decided prior to getting here, that she was ready to let it go, that she was ready to let this life go. What I do see is this lady dancing. So I don't know if her grandmother danced a lot, but I can tell you that she's dancing now. This particular lady is dancing. She's having a really, really good time. There's a guy that's there with her too, but he doesn't feel like an older guy. He feels like a kind of mid-age guy that's holding her arm. Her arm is under, she has her arm under his arm. And yeah, and they're spending a lot of time. They're together.
All right. That that in and of itself sounds. Let me see who else we can have. And somebody said that's amazing. I think amazing in what you're able to do. And
Mhm.
Latasha says that, as she says here at the bottom of your screen, Yeah, got to listen to the signs that are put before you. Why is
Yes,
it, in fact, thanks very much for that, because why is it you think we don't listen to signs? Signs that are very obvious until after. Hold up, let me put my mirror. Signs that are very obvious that becomes obvious after the fact that we had the signs all in our face, all kinds of things, and we just didn't get it. Why do you think that is, Free?
because we are not paying attention, because we're so busy in life, we're not paying attention. And then when we do get the sign, we think it's a coincidence. There's no such thing as a coincidence. Everything happens for a reason. So we are, and because a lot of us have been taught that if you think anything like that, if you feel anything that's psychic or anything divine happens, something is wrong with that, right? That's a bad thing. It's not. We're so busy, we're so in the hustle and bustle, we so don't believe. We've gotten away from believing. We're thinking that a miracle is if somebody picks up a house and moves it across the street with their bare hands, that's a miracle. No, the miracle is when you walk your ass across that street. That's the miracle.
I feel you on that one. I feel you on that one.
Mhm.
Robert, for example, I'm putting on the bottom of the screen now. He says, questions about love and money. Can you do that? Pick up on what may be happening with this individual?
I
Person?
can. What's his question about love? And what's his question?
We don't know. It's just a general question. I mean, is it, you know,
And what's his name? Robert. What's Robert's last name?
Robert's last name is, where are we here? It's at the bottom of the screen. I've
Mm,
got so many calls
okay,
already.
wait. Let me give you what I'm getting for money. So for money, what I'm hearing is Robert has to be very mindful. Uh, mm, it's very good to help people. It's very good to be a giver, but sometimes you can be too giving, and sometimes you can pull from yourself when when you don't have it, when you don't. And Robert has to be very mindful with spending frivolously. And Robert also has to understand that money is an energy. Money is attracted to love. Money is the energy, and money will be pulled into him when he's not so afraid of losing it, when he's
Hmm,
not so afraid of not having it, when he understands that his thoughts there's no worry around the money. Stop worrying. There's no worry. You don't have any worry on that. Robert, you're getting ready to you do something with your hands, Robert. Um, um, and I know people are gonna say, well, everybody work with their hands, but no, he's a builder. You do something building with your hands. You're a creator with the hands.
uh-huh.
And
Uh-huh.
when these things come to you to create with your hands, it doesn't, it's not an app, but it is something that people can tap into.
All
And
right.
if you listen, sit and listen, Robert, and you'll get that creative. It's about, it feels almost like glasses as well, but it's like people are tapping into something with glasses, like seeing something with glasses.
Okay. I'm sure maybe Robert will do that. But let me go to the next one. This is from Lady E. Boyd. She is at the bottom of your screen. It should be. She says, is there a message from her mom who passed away last year on 7/25 from COVID complications?
So the what I feel and the message that I hear is that it wasn't COVID. It
That's
wasn't.
interesting.
Yeah, it wasn't COVID. They just called it COVID complications. And for you, Lady E. Boyd, I don't know that you feel like it was COVID. To me, it feels like you felt like it was something else as well. Like there was questions around it, but I don't feel like it was all COVID. I feel like they gave her whatever the treatment is that she was getting. It caused the complications. It caused the complications. But your mom is wonderful. She's
Uh,
she's
that's
fine.
that's
She's fine.
interesting.
And your mother misses you. She says she misses you. She's talking about the dishes, something about a dish. The dishes. There's a dish. A dish that she keeps talking about this dish. And not a dish that you've cooked, like a dish that you would use. You put something on. That dish was in. It felt she loved that dish.
Is like a special dish, a
Hmm.
special cup. Like I drink my tea from a special cup every morning. It's a big one, but I see that. What about April? She's born on at the bottom of the screen, April the 27th. Will she meet her soulmate? People ask that? And is
They
her
ask all the
with
time.
her? And I
Yeah,
haven't
they
received any messages from her lately.
yeah, your mother is still with you. It's your mother is still with you. She's just giving you a moment. She says to let you figure things out. She wants you to use your inner knowledge and your inner wisdom, but she's still with you. She will never leave you. She's still with you. And so she said, "Of course I am." But it's she wants you to figure things out. So far as your soulmate is concerned, you will meet your soulmate. Give it about 2 years, but you are correcting some things in your life. You're getting yourself together. And right now, a soulmate would interfere in your healing that you're doing for you. And that's why you're not in the relationship right now. But you will be. Give it about 2 years. Um, and you'll meet you will because your soulmate is saying not meet, reconnect. And for me, that reconnect means that you guys have done this before in a past life. So you haven't met them in the physical plane, but you guys, I feel he says it, he, it's a masculine energy. So the masculine energy says that um, you've dreamt about them. You've dreamt about them. You've seen them. You've dreamt about them that they visited you in your sleep. So it's very familiar.
Okay, I have the next person, Jackie Levine, who says, "What should she expect from next year?"
Jackie, you're going to move. That's the first thing that popped up. Well, she's getting ready to move. You're moving. You're going to have a lot of travel out of the country, but you're moving to another state in in the United States. But you are going to travel outside of. But you're going to be moving, relocating, because they don't want me to say moving because they said moving. And just so that everybody knows, when I say they to me is God. So God is a collective consciousness. That's what I call God is they, because God is everywhere. So for that I say they. So Jackie, they didn't want me to say move because that could be moving in the same place where you are. You're relocating to another state.
That's interesting. Um, Now, I have an interesting person here, Yvette Davis, who says, "What steps can I do to move forward?" Which is interesting.
The
What do you
steps,
just think about this?
yeah, the first thing that came up for the steps that you can do to move forward is start trusting yourself. Stop doubting you. You take one step forward and then you take three steps back because you don't trust yourself. So stop doubting you.
That's interesting. Why do you think it is that we do that? You think?
Be- because when things start going so good, we second guess us. We're not sure. It's too we're so busy focusing on not doing it right that we're not focusing on not worrying about if it's wrong.
What's amazing is that's true. I had a client one time. She was involved with this guy, and she wanted to know what was wrong. And I said, "What do you mean?" She says, "It's going so well." It's almost because it was going so well, something's got to be a catch. And why not? We have things that go our way. And, it doesn't always have to be a catch. I guess, do you think we are prone to kind of look for a bump in the road or something like that? Free, what do you think?
So what I think is because everything, if you pay attention, and this is no reflection on the news or anything else like that, but you never really hear about things going really good for people. All you hear about is the negative stuff. And so all of that
That's
negativity is
very
fed.
true.
It's in our head. And so if it went wrong for them, it's not going to go right for us either. And then you have those people that you trust because they're in a healing space in their life and negative things are coming out of their mouth. They then push that on to you, or they put that, they mirror that to you. So then you then in turn bring that into yourself. Your thought process changes. Your patterns become negative. The problem is we got to merge back with our soul. And when we merge back with our soul, we'll understand that everything is always going to work out for you. It always does. The answer is always yes. Now, it may not be the yes that you want, but there's a yes in it. Always. And we have to realize that we don't have anything to worry about. We are all one of a collective consciousness.
Right? We all tied in, whether people know it or not. I try to explain
Yeah.
to people.
Yeah.
Here's a
And be mindful of who you are around.
here's a question from Yvette Davis. Do you do unsolved crimes? That's interesting. I was on a psychic show at one time. It's called Psychic Detectives, and I appeared
Mhm.
as a guest. Do you do that? Does that
I
make sense?
never have. I never have done that with someone with like a crime person, but I have had one of the young lady. She felt like her father was murdered.
Hmm.
And she didn't tell me. She said, I'm going to show you this picture of this person. So I thought she was just showing me a picture of her brother. But when she showed me the picture, I instantly felt, I said, who is this guy? I said, this guy had something to do with your dad's murder. Come to find out, he really did. He is the person that had her father killed. So, but
Wow.
that's about as far as I go in that. Mine is, I don't know, the crime part. I always dwell from a place of light. And although you can't have one without the other, I usually focus in on what can I do to make things better for you? How can I help you be your best self? You know, but if the opportunity ever presented or if a message ever came about something like it did for her, I'll say what I get.
Yeah, well, that's why you do what you do. That's why you're an intuitive life coach. Now, this is from Jackie Fillmore. She says, um, "Am I connected spiritually to my ancestors?" And I think that's a great question. Are we, not just Jackie, because she asked the question? Do you think we're
We
connected to
all
our
are.
ancestors spiritually?
Oh my God, we all are. We all are. Jackie, that is, let me tell you this, sweetheart. You're so connected to your ancestors that you couldn't disconnect yourself if you wanted to. You're very, very connected. Without going into too much detail about this past week with the ayahuasca, 17 generations of my ancestors back and 17 of my legacy going forward, I connected to this week, last week. And that's how connected we really are. So, Jackie, yes, darling, talk to your ancestors, speak to them. Yeah, honor them because you definitely are with them. Give them a little ancestor money offering. Put that ancestor money on the offering for them. Tell them how much you love them. Ask them for help when you want help with something. Jackie, I don't so I'm going to give you what they said. When you want help with your indecisiveness, whatever that means to you, ask them.
Hmm. That's interesting. Tasha says, "Hi, Free. Is there a message for me about my purpose as far as a business venture?" I guess people always ask you all kinds of questions, like they
They
ask me.
do.
Yeah.
Tasha, think bigger. Your vision is too small. Your vision is too small. You got to think so big that it scares you. Um, you are creating it's like an agency, is what it feels like to me. It feels like a connection place, like you will connect people to people with people, but you got to think bigger. And you have to know that you belong in the rooms. No matter what, you got to know, even if somebody knows a little bit more, or they may be connected to a higher power person that they think is a higher power person, don't worry about it because it is you, it is your personality, it is your drive that will keep you in the room and that will open doors for you. But you got to think bigger. You are, stop, don't dumb yourself down.
Let me ask you this before we go to the next person, April. Did you know at one point? I mean, you had this gift, and as you said, your father took you. Did you know, for example, that you would be doing this? Um, for a living, for lack of a better way, because had somebody told me, and I was the worst student in math, I ain't gonna even tell you the kind of grades I got. I ain't gonna even embarrass you. But had somebody said, Lloyd, you would make a living and be successful and do this, that, and the other doing numbers, I would have said, get out of here. What, did you have that kind of sense that if somebody says, well, you're going to be good, you're going to eventually have your own TV pilot or whatever the case is, or do this as a living? What's your impressions?
No, I did not, because I grew up in the church and being a psychic. If I wasn't a preacher in the pulpit and I was prophesying over people, then I
Well,
better not be trying to tell nobody what the hell was going on in their life. You better shut that shit up. That's why it was with me. So no, I did not. And if anybody would have told me, if anybody would have told me this uh 10 years ago, because 11/11 is when it happened, but I hadn't embraced it to say this is what I'm going to be doing and this is my living. I didn't see that for myself. I didn't see that.
most of
Um,
us that go into this work, that isn't the plan. We don't have a crystal ball. If you ask most of the people I've had as a guest on my show, would you wind up doing this one day for a living, they would all say that was the last thing on their plate, probably at the time.
yes, completely last thing on my plate, honey. I was not, because number one, my whole entire family is in the church. Do you hear me?
I know what that means. Mine was.
Uh, and we from South Carolina, the Bible Belt. So absolutely not.
Yeah, I know what that is. They may making the sign of the cross. Now, what about April? She said she is. Will she meet her soulmate?
I think
At
we
the
answered
bottom,
April's question. I remember
you
answering
answer.
April.
Oh, okay, good, good. I want to
Hmm.
make sure. I'm trying not to. Okay, that's interesting. Now she has an interesting question. Latasha Monique, how many more healthy babies will I birth in this lifetime?
Two. I'm giving you what comes to me. The first thing that came to me was two.
Hmm. Okay.
Two. Two more children are assigned to you. That's the way I feel. You have two more children assigned to you. And sometimes the babies, before they come, they will come tell me. I had this one young lady that I was working with, and she had just had a baby not too long, maybe about a year, 2 years, year and a half, something like that. And I told her, I said, you're getting ready to have a baby. Well, I told her it was a little girl. I said, well, there's a little girl that's getting ready to come to you. That night I went home. Her baby came to visit me, and her baby said, I'm not a girl, I'm a boy. So I had to go back and tell her the next day. I said, it's not a girl that you're going to have, it's a boy, because he came and told me he's a boy, not a girl. And 3 months, no, 4 or 5 months later, she found out she was pregnant. She didn't tell anybody but me. And then a month after that, it was a boy. Because I think she was maybe like, she didn't even realize that she was pregnant, or like got pregnant right after something. But she came and told me, and she said, Miss Free, you're not going to believe this, but I am pregnant and it's a boy. And I said, well, he told me he was a boy, because he told me I was wrong. He said, I'm not a girl, I'm a boy. And so sometimes that's how spirits will talk to me.
Yeah, sometimes you can't explain these things to people. It's just how things come to you. Now, I have an
Mhm.
interesting question too. I mean,
Mhm.
this is from Miss Karan Green, and she says, "What happens if you don't have a question? Then what do you do? Does that make sense?"
If you don't have a question, let me see. Give me her name again.
Koran is at the bottom of the screen. Korann Green. Green. I know she's got a lot of fives, which means intelligent, bright. Don't like repeating herself.
Yeah.
That's what
Yeah,
I'm.
she is intelligent and bright, but Miss Green is getting ready to get a new car. That's what comes.
Oh
I
man,
see a new car for you.
wherever she lives. All right.
Yeah, I see a new car for you. And this car is black, but I feel like it's different from what you would normally be riding in. But it's a black. I just see a black car.
All right, that's good. Let me see. Now this one is from a Rashad Carter, and he says he's been in a slump, lady, and wanted to know, do you see anything looking up for me? And he is born on August the 19th.
Yes, Rashad, stop beating yourself up so much, baby. Stop beating yourself up. You are too hard on you. And you can only come out of the slump if you want to come out of the slump. You are laying in it. You got to get up out that dirt. You got to get up out that dirt. And this is something, Rashad, I'm going to give you a homework assignment because I can tell you to get up out of the dirt. But what I would like for you to do is go outside. I don't know where you are, but I'm going to, if you can't find dirt outside, get some potting soil, right? Get some potting soil. And I want you to put some seeds in it, in the house or wherever. It can be any type of seeds. Water it every day and talk to it. And as that grows, you will continue to grow. You got to stop beating yourself up so much.
I have another one that says from Miss Charlene Adams. Hello, everyone. I'm in a whirlwind, lost my job, and in the midst of losing my home. Is there any relief
It
coming?
is. Those things no longer serve the purpose for you. And you didn't lose your job. You were elevated from your job. And your home had too many not so good memories in it. And it was time to let it go. Time to let it go. And there is relief coming. You're already in it. Let me tell you something about the relief, right? It's just like what people would call a breakthrough.
Mm-hmm.
That one word, you can't get to the through without the break. So when things fall apart is actually when they're falling into place. Now you might be on the K, but hold on because that T is right there and you're getting to the through. So yes, Charlene, you got a lot of relief coming.
And
You
I see it in the fact that from her birthday, she's a Libra, and next year favors Libras and Tauruses. So I
Yeah.
would have to agree with you. Now,
hmm
here's a very interesting question from Dorothea Maria Seabrand. She says, "Who is her guardian angel?" Do people ask you that? Things like that?
So they do ask me that, and sometimes I do get that question, and sometimes I can give an answer, and sometimes I can't. What I can tell you, sweetheart, is ask. Ask who your guardian angel is. That's something because they haven't released that to me. And just in this moment, I don't hear who your guardian angel is. But what I'm going to tell you is ask. But you got to write it, Doretha, because it's something about you writing. Writing is important for you. So when you ask the question, don't try to make it happen. Don't worry about what comes. I want you to write what you see first. Write whatever comes to your mind. Just write it.
Hmm.
Write it because writing is good. Writing is good for you, Dorothy. Yeah, writing is good for you. But they haven't given to me who your guardian angel is. I don't know who that is, but I can tell you that if you ask the question and you get a pen and a piece of paper, they will tell you because they've been trying to tell you.
Now, this one is very interesting to me looking at the numbers. This is from TJ. His mom died on 3/12/12. His dad died from COVID on 4/4. What's interesting, his mother died in the third month on the 12th day. Hold on, let me join you. His mother died on the third month on the 12th day. 1 + 2 is 3. And then his father died last year on the fourth month on the fourth day. So I have no idea what it means, but I know there are always patterns in numbers, as I was once told, and there are patterns that we have. And they both died at St. Luke's Hospital here in New York City. What say you, or what sense are you feeling just about what he described to you?
The only thing that I feel is it was their time. I feel like your mom came and got your dad.
That's interesting.
Yeah,
It's
your
very,
mom
very
came and got your
interesting.
dad, but it was just their time. We death is so it's interesting to me and it's hard for us, but it's actually beautiful for them because it is when they transition when the work really begins. Because that's when they become pure spirit. That's when they become um that's when they work hard. I know your mom came and got your dad, but I don't it was just their time.
You know what? I like when I had Sister Yanla Van Zandt on, says we all are under a contract.
You are.
Trust me,
You
that made
are.
more sense than anything that I've heard. And we're all under a contract. We
We
all
all are.
we all have an ending. And I
Mm-hmm.
put it another way, from the womb to the tomb, we are a number.
We
It's
are a
just
number.
our sunrise and our sunset, which we
Mm-hmm.
describe in numbers.
That's
Uh,
why I won't get married. I don't want to have a. I've been married before, and it was under a contract. That's why
hmm,
I won't do a marriage again. It has to go through anybody's court system because I have enough contracts that I did agree to before I got here. And I'm probably going to offend a lot of people when I say this, so I'm going to apologize ahead of time. People are angry with Donald Trump. They don't like him, right?
hmm, hmm.
But somebody had to do what he did. It was a part of his contract. You cannot heal from a thing. It has to get worse before it gets better. So
I've
he
heard
had
that.
to
I've
do,
heard that.
yeah, he had to do what he did in order for this world, in order for things to be recognized, in order for things to get better, we got to go through what we're going through right now. So I ain't mad at Trump at all. I'm saying I'm glad you was the one that signed the contract to do this shit. Thank you.
Yeah.
Right? Thank you. Because we got to get better.
I
Thank you.
feel you. I feel you on that one with your Scorpio self. Thank you. Now, Sheila Espinoza, she wanted to know about money, please, thanks. What do you sense? Her name is Shay Shay or Sheila.
Sheila, money for you. So there is a game of chance. Mm, a game of chance for you. But don't go out there and spend a lot of money doing this. You're not going to have to. You will know exactly when to do it. It's like a it's not like a scratch off because I don't see you scratching. I see you doing numbers like this, but I also feel an inheritance as well. So you're going to inherit some money. Like a windfall is what it feels like to me.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like a windfall. But there's game of chance comes up. Sheila, I don't know what you do, what kind of games you have normally betting games, games of chance you do, but it's a game of chance and you'll know exactly when to do it. And it feels like it's going to be March of next year for me is when it'll be your time. It feels like March of next year. March of next year is a new beginning for you too. But I don't know the numbers part of it like that. I'm learning from you the numbers part of it. But for me, March, something in March, I don't know anything about her birthday part, but something in March is heavy for her, is what I feel.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Here's what I want to ask you a question of too. People don't realize how much we do when we do these readings, how much energy we put into it. And sometimes, how do you protect yourself from picking up people's negative energies? Because everybody's not cool. Okay.
Yeah.
How do we do that? I know some in certain religions will say you need a rogation, some will burn candles. Almost every one of us have some ritual. Some will burn sages around the house,
Mm-hmm.
or
Yeah.
the stick, Palo stick, or
Palo Santo.
yeah, Palo Santo stick. So
Mm-hmm.
some of us do. So what do you do if that makes sense to protect
It
yourself?
does.
Because we
It
leave
does.
ourselves open when we accept people into our energies like
Yeah.
this. And
Yeah.
everybody's not cool.
Yeah.
Okay, we're
So
real.
what I do, I'm telling you, and I know everybody's not cool. I'm gonna tell you a little story in that in just a second. But what I do is I use a Palo Santo stick. I have sage. I have Florida water. I am a very big believer in Florida water. Do you
Me
hear
too.
me?
Me
I
too.
spray it. I do everything. I do a plant medicine called Hape. And when I'm releasing from Hape or Rape, some people call it that, I spray that with Florida water because whatever I'm letting go of, I don't want it to come back. And then I take a sea salt bath or a sea salt shower. Sometimes just put the sea salt all over my body, scrub it, let that release. If I can't go to the ocean, sometimes I'll go to Mother Yay Maya if I can go to the ocean. And then
Hmm.
a lot of times what I do is I surround myself and I forget sometimes because I'm such a loving person and I just want to embrace everybody and hug everybody and love on everybody. But sometimes, and I forget to do it sometimes, but I surround myself with a pink loving light of protection. I call
Yeah,
that in.
yeah,
I
yeah.
call that light around me.
Now
Yeah.
that's what I'll do in my meditation. Have a pink aura, which is an aura of protection. That's interesting.
Mm-hmm.
There's similarities, but people don't realize that when they come to us, we're absorbing their information, and then we're trying to give them feedback from what we can sense or perceive or whatever the case is. And nowadays, 21st century, it seems that the word psychic gets a bad name. But in the old days, they referred to psychics as sensitives, people who just have a gift of picking up information about people and circumstances. One sensitive that's well known is Edgar Casey, called the
Yes.
Sleeping Prophet. Okay,
Yes.
when going to sleep, okay, he could discern information. In fact, now they got books on him called one is called The Sleeping Prophet or whatever the case is. But they got many books now on Edgar Casey. But he represents
He was like Joseph too. It's in the Bible.
yes,
Joseph was a dreamer.
yes,
I
yes.
often call myself Joseph because I dream a lot. I see a lot of stuff in my dreams. A lot of stuff. A lot of stuff.
And yet people will knock it. Now, like in any profession, there are rip-off artists. So psychics will sometimes get a bad name. But,
Yeah.
people use cars also to rob banks, and they use their, you know what I'm saying? So it all depends. And just because somebody uses it in a wrong way, it shouldn't be a total blanket on all persons like yourself who are happen to tap in to help people to connect. I'm going to
Mhm.
be having a gentleman up the road who he had a famous show one time called Crossing Over, John Edwards, who has
Okay. Yes.
into people, you know what I'm saying? So, you
I
got a lot
love
of
John Edwards. I loved him.
yeah, so he's gonna be on my show December 20th, okay?
Oh, that is beautiful.
So
So
he's
let me say this to you, Lord, about when you were saying about the things get a bad rap. This is
mm-hmm,
what I will say. You cannot have one without the other. Just like there's a light, there's a dark. You may
mm,
have a psychic that reads from a lower vibration and everything she gives you is negative. And then you may have a person like me who calls myself a messenger, but I do the same thing. But everything that I'm going to give you is from a place of love. So I'm going to give you positive. And it's
mm-hmm,
all about the interpretation. You also may have a preacher in the pulpit that is, I'm talking about, he is everything. He that good preacher, he is so amazing. And then you may have another preacher who gives the same word, but he's doing so much dirt on the other side.
let me
And
give you
nobody
an
will.
amen on that one, okay?
Hmm.
No question.
So
Amen.
there is a balance. Even in our zodiac, it tells us as a Scorpio, I have several different traits. I have stuff I can be extremely jealous and obsessive and yada yada yada, but then yet I'm loyal and to a fault sometimes, you know. So that's life. This is the ebb and flow of life. One of the things that the Egyptians allowed me to see, they allowed me to morph into a bird. They told me that I'm like an eagle and I can go into different places and see different things. I have seen the low vibration council and I have seen the higher vibration council. Both are just as powerful. It's up to you as to which one you're going to dwell in. It's
Makes
up
sense
to
to me.
you.
Makes sense. Makes sense. Makes sense.
Yeah.
Let's get this one from Devon Coleman. They said they went through a spiritual awakening and trying to find out their purpose and calling.
Mm. So first, Devon, let me say this to you. Congratulations, baby. That is so amazing that you went through a spiritual awakening. And I personally feel like you're being called to do spiritual work. I feel like you have, we all have gifts, but I feel like you have a very strong knowing gift. And I feel like you're going to teach other young people. It feels like young people, you're going to make it okay for them to walk in their gifts. You're going to give them a platform or make it easy for them to do that. That's what I feel like. I feel like you're working with young people, young children. Uh,
Okay, now this is from Kim. It's interesting. She said her grandmother Maria passed the same month as her late husband. Dancing sounds like her. She was pure light on earth. Thank you so much. And I
this
guess,
was the lady that I saw then.
yeah, yeah. So
So,
go ahead.
okay. Wait, Kim, was it her the same month as her late husband? He passed. Is she talking about her grandmother's late husband or Kim's late husband? Because remember, I said there was a man and she was holding, they were locked arms.
Yes, I
That's what I
remember. I
saw.
remember. I remember. I don't
Mhm.
quite remember because I mean, so many people have called in and whatnot. But here's what I want to do for a second. I want to just take a break so people understand. This is you at the bottom of the screen. Okay, and this is free. I call her free affectionately. She's a free spirit. Her name is Free Kenlo. She is an intuitive life coach. Do you, by any chance, since you're life coach, do you teach people free how to do this too?
I do. I do. I have several mentees. And I don't know what word to use. I like the word Jegna. I don't like the word mentor anymore because I've learned when you know better, you do better.
Yes.
But I don't know another word for mentees. But I have several mentees under me who are now operating in their gifts and developing their gifts. So yes, I do.
Okay, and you're going to be premiering tonight at 11 p.m.
Yes.
on the Learning Channel, TLC. So I says free on TLC. Okay,
Yes.
you know how we like to put things together. I think that's very, very nice, Bree, and I really congratulate you
Thank you
for
so
that.
much.
And it's going to be tonight at 11. So it's several hours after this show ends.
Mhm.
Okay, that you will get a chance to see this beautiful sister display her gifts. And you should. She sent me a snapshot of the dress she wore, which is absolutely fabulous. But I ain't gonna, I ain't gonna reveal it. But I think it's nice, Bree, and congratulations. It couldn't happen to a better, sweeter lady. You know what I'm
Thank
saying?
you. Thank you so much. And Lord, I want to say this to you. For those of you who are listening to Lord and you've been following him, I want you to understand the type of man that he is. So somebody blessed me with a reading from Lloyd. And I got the reading from him. We hit it off instantly. And he said, if you need anything else, just reach out to me. I'll be more than happy to help you. He did even more than that. He said, let's go through, let's do your numbers. I want you to see this. I want you to know this. I want to help you in life. So that's something that people don't do often. We're so busy, only worried about self until we're not trying to help anyone else. I have to say, Lord, you are probably one of the most giving men I know in this world. And I am so grateful and so honored to have aligned with you. I know, I truly, truly, truly know that you are one of my angels. I know that.
Well, I don't know why you embarrassing me like that. You know that's not true. But anyway,
Yes, it is.
but I love helping people. I do. And you know what's amazing is when you help people, people think, oh, you must want something. I remember one time I had a show in New York and the guy wouldn't come on because he thought I wanted something. I didn't want anything. Just as I was given an opportunity to be on a show with no strings attached, I wanted to follow the same, dictate. And he
Mm.
actually didn't come on because he just knew there was a catch. But there was no catch.
And
We
he
all
missed his
got to start
blessing.
from
He
somewhere.
missed his blessing.
Yes, he did,
Yeah,
unfortunately.
yeah.
And so when people have come on, some are new, some are green, some have never done it the first time. But where do they get their start at, Free? How do
That's
you
it.
got to start somewhere?
That's it.
And I don't take them through changes with your credentials, your background, whatever. If people feel they want to get on and some people are nervous or whatever the case is, I will never ask questions to embarrass them because that is
Yeah.
not the purpose.
Yeah.
I have
And it's so not you. It's not you. It's
yeah.
just not you. Like you are just the light. You're just the most amazing man ever.
All right, let me switch back to you. See, you're gonna have me blushing up in here. Hold on. Okay. This person says for her, she says this year she's been in a power struggle with her ego and her spirit.
Mm.
So she's been diving into spiritual studies.
Yeah,
So
she's
should she,
afraid.
should she reach out to you, for example?
Yes, please tell her to reach out to me because this is what's wrong with her. She's afraid to let go of her ego.
At least she's aware of it. I think that's
Yeah,
part of the
yeah, she's
when you
afraid.
admit that you own you're addicted or whatever the case is, that's
Oh
part of
my
the
God.
liberation, right?
Oh, yes, baby. I'm so proud of you. And sweetheart, I can tell you that I can relate because I was afraid to let go of mine too until ayahuasca snatched it away from me. But
Uh-huh. That was an eye opening then, huh?
yes, yes, but please reach out to me. I would love to help you in your spiritual studies.
And
And
there is her information. No, no, that's somebody else's information, but we'll get it again. Now, this is Banetta Sutton, she says, when is Free's birthday again? All I heard was Scorpio. My sister's a Scorpio. Would you want to give your birthday?
Absolutely. October the 24th, 1971, darling. I
Yeah,
just turned 50.
yeah. Don't y'all forget it. I like that. I like that. Okay, boy, we got this is so nice. The comments are like, if I do the comments, it's like, wow. Um, but I just think it's amazing, Free. Hold on, let me see. Shaking her head. Oh, here's another one from Miss Sutton. She says, shaking her head. Her husband didn't think that people do things. What did she say?
Didn't think that people do things. Her husband didn't think that people do things for free from the heart until he met her. That everything has to be for a reason, that you're doing something for free. And it's not. It is in. I'm gonna tell you something I heard Miles Monroe say, and I love this man. He has since transitioned, but I love him. He said even the drug addict gives his first away for free. Even the drug addict, no, you got to give something away for free.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
what this life is.
yeah.
You have to. You have to.
Yeah, and like I've helped countless sisters, and then they think I want something from them. No, I want them to succeed.
That's right.
But but I do understand how women have been compromised over the long period of time. I do understand that, but there are women that do have to understand there are men who will help a woman get to that point, because without them, we don't exist. Although things have changed in terms of dating habits and all that stuff, from what I understand, but there are people that women will also do something for free out of the kindness of their heart, without any expectations of being used or whatever the case is. And I
Absolutely.
don't know why it is that people have problems when you give something that, oh, there must be a catch. I think that's they blocking their blessings to me.
That's right. That's right. That's right. I don't listen. Somebody's giving me something, I'm going to accept it unless I feel that it's coming from a different place. That's where your discernment comes in. That's one of the times where we should listen, right? The discernment will tell you.
Now, I have another person,
Mhm.
Brother Francis Rebels Bay, who's born March the 16th. He says, is there a relationship on the horizon for him?
Yes, it is. Within 6 months, you'll meet somebody. That's what I hear. I got happy and excited, Francis, for you. As soon as I saw that, I got excited because you know how you can see just beyond the horizon. I
Sure,
really saw that, so it looked so
sure,
beautiful to me. So I got really, really, really excited for you. Yes, 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 yes.
Well,
There
now
is.
here's something embarrassing. A woman says, whoever, Brother Lloyd, my aunt took classes with you in New York over 45 years ago. She's now 82. I don't. I
And
think.
I bet she's so super sharp.
I think she got the numbers wrong, but flattery. Thank you. I don't think it was over 45 years ago, but it's just amazing when you do the work, and I pray your mom, your auntie, is in the best of spirits and everything. Um, another person says, "Thank you, Queen. I will thank you, Lloyd, for creating this space." I thank everybody, and by the way, I always forget. Please like, share, and subscribe. And here's what I'm saying, folks. I know people are caught up into the volume of numbers and all that stuff. The numbers that I talk about are the numbers that count to me, the numbers that mean the world to you, to guide you in ways that put you in the right place at the right time in harmony with the universe. That is my objective. It's
Mhm.
nice if I'd rather have maybe 1,000 followers that are genuine than 10,000 followers just to follow, and it doesn't mean anything. So my gift, so it's nice that people are signing up and subscribing. I mean, it is growing, but believe me, I didn't get into this for that purpose. I got into it to share what I love, like you doing, doing what you love to do and
Yeah.
whatnot. And then, by the way, don't you have a contact, a place where people can contact you free?
I do. I
It's at
do.
the
They can
bottom of the
contact
screen
me.
that people can see it right there, right?
Yes. And let me tell you all something. I didn't advertise. The only way people will find out about me is from someone who referred them by someone, right? That's how I was
Word of
always.
mouth, word of mouth.
Word of mouth. It was always word of mouth, right? Um, but because I know that it's not about me, and it's a bigger picture. And I said yes to doing what I should do, what I agreed to do for this world. I decided to put my information out there. So you can contact me at 323-435-1880. That's 323-435-1880. Now, let me preface it by saying this. If you but can you write that number down and just hold it until like Saturday? Give me a minute to get past this launching of the show and
Yeah, well,
everything I
you
have to
are out
do
the
with the
country too, so
networks.
you got to get yourself together too.
Yeah, yeah. Or you can reach out at freedomloveexperience.com. I'm also on Instagram at freekinlow. So that's FREEKINLOW. It looks like freaking low, but it's not. It's at freekinlow.
It's
And
a
for
what's that
those of
about,
you,
right?
yeah. And for those few faithful Facebook people, I'm on Facebook as Frederica Kinlow. So yeah, you can definitely reach out to me.
Fred, you know what, Free? You know, it's amazing how time goes. It's an hour, but I got to keep you just a little over a minute. Can you stay just a couple more minutes, please?
Yes, of
But
course.
I want to make sure that people. Now, I do have a question from Oracal. She said her daughter made her transition 5 years past. Can you pick up anything about that situation with her daughter?
The very first thing that I got
Oracal.
with the daughter was how much she misses you. She gives me the feeling that she didn't get a chance to say goodbye,
Hmm.
and that she misses you. That's all I. That's what I pick up. That she didn't get a chance to say goodbye.
You
It
mean in
wasn't
the
enough
proper
for her.
way, shall we say? Like, you know
Yeah.
how sometimes a relative or a close one passed away, and we say, "Oh, well, I should have did this," or "I wish I would have been there,"
Mm-hmm.
or whatever the case is. So I
Mm-hmm.
guess that's is that relating to what you women call also closure?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
Now this woman, Deborah, says, "Can she have a reading?" Deborah McQueen. Now she didn't.
Yes, definitely you can, Deborah. Reach out to me. Take that number down, 323-435-1880. And most certainly,
There it
sweetheart, I
is at
would
the
love
bottom
to.
of the screen, and I'm going to say it again for those. The number to reach her is at 323-435-1880. Now, I know you're in Atlanta. Can people call you whether they're in the UK, whether they're in Trinidad, whether they're in Ghana, Europe, or whatever the case is?
Yes, it doesn't matter where they are. I do have WhatsApp. So what they'll do is if they reach out to me um, through email, free at freedomloveexperience.com, and let me know where they're located, then I'll take care of it from there.
Okay, and that's free at Freedom Love Experience. No S on experience. Thank you. Experiences experience1.com. And by the way, lovely, Sky Lovely, I love that name you got yourself a Cash App. Again, free is one of the many guests I've had on, like Kay Cosmic and Brandon Smith and several others, Jackie Levine, and you name it, where they decided to do this work for a living. I mean, and you see, and what people don't realize, Free, is that we don't have no guarantees when we're stepping forward like this. We
That's
don't
right.
have backups. We don't have no, we
No.
just doing this on faith and a belief that our word is to help humanity. You know what I'm saying? So I think
Mhm.
people really has to understand what it takes. So please give it. Let me put this up here again, so y'all can't say y'all don't know. Okay, and it's right there at $ Sky Lovely 21. All right. And tonight, don't forget on TLC, the Learning Channel, Down South Spirit at 11 p.m. tonight. So it's interesting. Today is 11, it's 22, which is twice 11. The whole month, day, and year is in 11, and your show is at 11 o'clock. I would say if that ain't auspicious, I don't know what to say.
11
Okay.
o'clock, and that's Eastern time. So wherever you are, that's Eastern
That's
time,
okay.
11 p.m.
Thank
Eastern
you.
time.
Good, good, good. You excited?
I'm so excited. I'm so excited. I don't even know if it's hit me completely yet. I've been emotional. I've been crying, 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 crying.
Well, you're a water sign, dear. You're supposed to be emotional.
That damn water.
You're supposed to be. Uh, I'm going to take a couple of more. This one, Marie Nicolai. her question, am I going on the right path
Yes.
to being a spirit? That's
Yes.
interesting how people are wanting to get into the spiritual side of their nature.
Yes.
I think that's great.
Yes. 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 1,000 times yes. And whatever I can do to help you with it, you just let me know. I will be
Okay,
more than
no,
happy to help you.
and all you got to do is just get in touch with her, and that
Mhm.
would be it. Okay, now this is interesting too. This is from Andy G. Message from his deceased son, please and thank you. Andrea Griffin, message from our son.
I haven't pulled anything from him. He feels like he's in transition. Yeah, I don't get anything from him yet. That's not to say that he is not going to give anything. Andrea, if you would like to reach out to me, we can definitely do that and I can tap in more. But at this current time, I'm not getting anything from him in this at this current time. But I do feel like what I feel, I shouldn't say I'm not getting anything from him. What I feel is it's not in limbo. He's just getting acclimated, I feel, to
Hmm.
the spirit world, like he's getting acclimated. It doesn't feel like it was a long time ago that he transitioned because he feels like he's still getting acclimated. That's what I feel.
Interesting. Now, and you know what? Interesting. That leads to the question of somebody says, "Did you ever do a reading where spirit refused to come through?" And
Absolutely.
you tell how they cross over. That's very
Sometimes I get
interesting.
readings where people don't, sometimes I get it where people don't want to talk. I've had somebody I could see the person and the spirit was so strong, I could see them sitting in the corner and they would not say a word. And it had nothing to do, all they wanted to do was just watch. They just
That's
wanted to watch. They didn't
amazing.
have anything to say. They weren't angry. They weren't upset. They just didn't want to talk.
Wow. Wow. Okay.
Mhm.
Let me just take one more and we're going to call it that. And this one is from Clo. What does 2022 look like for her? And does her daughter and her father that have passed have any messages for me? Wow, her daughter and her father. That's interesting. Is there anything you can discern from this?
2022 for her. So what I feel like in your 2022 is you're embarking upon a whole new world. And it's coming to me like a whole new world, like the song, A Whole New World. Um, I knew I can't, it's crystal clear. That's what I hear. I keep hearing that song. And I don't know if that's your daughter giving me that song, but all I hear is a whole new world. And that's what you have coming. Is it Chloe? What's her name? Chloe?
Yes,
Chloe?
Clo. She spelled it CLOCLO. Clo.
Clo. Yeah, Clo. I feel like 2022 is a whole new world for you. And like I said, I don't know if that's your daughter giving me the song, but I feel like it's a whole new world. I feel like 2022, you'll be the happiest you've ever been in your life.
Wow. That's nice to know. And for
Yeah.
those of you, first of all, I want to thank you so much, beautiful lady. I'm excited about your premiere show on the Learning Channel tonight
Thank
called Down
you.
South Spirit on TLC at 11 p.m. As you say, darling, Eastern Standard Time.
Yeah.
Okay? Yeah, that should be nice. That should be nice. You should see that grin on their face, girl.
It's about manifestation. Oh, you guys, I have a radio show, Goddess Unapologetically, and Lloyd is going to be on my show as well, December the 7th. But it's called Goddess Unapologetically. I would love for you to listen to that as well because we're going to be talking about manifestation. All of these things happen through manifestation. I meant to say that earlier.
Anytime. And by the way, for those, this is where you can get to see it tonight. As you see, they already have it. It's called Down South Spirit. And it is tonight at 11 o'clock, where they talk about uh, Free Kenlo, the Atlanta psychic, and whatnot. So please, everybody, wherever area you live in, please make sure you tune in. So support. Send letters in, say you'd like to see this. I think this is kind of like a pilot, but
Yes,
we want to make sure that people really support this. And Free, love you very much. And by
I
the way, I
love you.
want you to hang on a second because I'm going to wrap this up.
Okay.
And but I want to let people know that on that starting this Wednesday, I have another guest. By the way, I want to let people know my online course is now on sale. As you see, this is it. It's leading up to Black Friday. As you see, both these courses, hold on one second here. Both these courses, by the way, are less than 25 bucks. You own them, you have them available for you. And to show you the impact of numbers, folks, I want to show you that right now this class, by the way, you get the discount. You go to my website, lloyd-strayhorn.com. That's LLOYD-strayhorn, STRAYHORN. Now when you get to the landing page, as they refer to it, sign up for the free monthly newsletter that me and a partner do every month. For Scorpios, we got for these November, we're going to be working on December soon. But this is the class that you see for less than lunch for two. You can get both these classes. You see what the original price is, all right? So, I mean, you don't need to be a rocket scientist. And since people like to save money, one is 12 bucks, one is 10 bucks in round figures. That's less than $25. Take it, you own it. That's the point. You own it. It's a go at your own pace course. And to show you the power of the numbers, I want to show you that this right now are the locations that this course is. It's now in 67 countries, 24 languages, and I have over 2,600 students. And I need to thank you from the bottom of my heart, because without you, this wouldn't have happened. But I told people numbers was universal. It
Mm-hmm.
wasn't until I put this course online and go to my learning course to get the discount, lloyd-strayhorn.com, that you can see that without question. I mean, I don't know these people have in any of these places, but I do want to let you know in ending this Wednesday, I'm going to have Aquarius Maximus, who is a cardologist. You know how you have people with the playing cards free? Well, she
Yes.
takes regular playing cards and will do that. I think I'm a 9 of diamonds or something like that. So anyway,
Oh,
she
wow.
do that. So she is going to be my special guest on Wednesday. But as I end this, hold on, let me do this properly and bring the most beautiful lady on. Hold on, let me get rid of. It's interesting. You got to multitask when you do all this stuff. I want to thank you from the bottom of my heart, young lady, and congratulations tonight's show. Haven't even seen it yet, but I hope everybody tunes in, support it, show love right into the producers, right into TLC, and say how much you enjoyed it. And from the pictures she sent me, how she gonna be looking, it's gonna be like fabuloso. Okay, that's all I can say. I ain't gonna tell nobody nothing else.
Thank you so much. It is my privilege, my honor. I am just truly honored that you even invited me. So thank you so much.
Thank you, dear. In the meantime, you have a blessed day. Stay beautiful. And for those that are, well, it's not Thanksgiving yet for people in the holidays. I'll save that for Wednesday. But Pre, thank you very, very much, dear. I
You're
really,
so
really
welcome.
appreciate your
I
availability.
love you.
Love you too. Everybody, listen, thank you very, very much. Have a blessed, blessed day. And for those who happen to give birth today on this special day of all these triple master number 11s, that tells me that your son or daughter up the road in the 2030s, 2040s, 2050s are going to be awesome. I'd love to get their autograph, but they just getting here, so they don't know how to write yet. But anyway, everybody, have a blessed